Oh, hi there. You gave me a bit of a start. You're liable to give me a connery creeping up like that, like some kind of zombie ninja. Mind you, I literally can't have a heart attack, because mine stopped beating years ago. You've caught me doing a bit of yoga. It helps to keep me centered and my chakras wide open, whatever that means. Plus it keeps the rigor mortis at bay. I also have to practice a little feng shui on the side. I have to keep rearranging my organs, otherwise they pop out. It's a miracle I've held together for this long. My back's been giving me a bit of jip lately. I think I've got a slipped disc, but I shouldn't grumble. There's a lot of other zombies out there worse off than me. There's poor Cheryl, my old next door neighbour. She's nothing more than half a brain and an eyeball. That peeper follows me around all over the place. Do you like my new teeth? These bad boys are second-hand falsies. Mine fell out a few weeks ago when I tried to chew off my own leg when I got my foot stuck in a cattle grid. Got these babies off the dead corpse of her little old granny. Had a job prizing them out, mind you. She put up a hell of a fight. There are a few upsides to being a walking skin sack and some downsides. This morning I woke up when I called it sleeping, but it's more like being in a state of inactivity. And I found a stray dog licking some of my pus-filled sores. I didn't realise I was so tasty. I consider that a downside, by the way. Some wouldn't. Some of the perks. Well, I don't have to wash anymore. What's the point? I stink, period. The doc told me years ago I needed to lose a few pounds. I've definitely done that, and then some. I'm bikini bod ready now, and ready for the beach. I've tried that already though. All that salt air on my open wounds stung a bit, and I can't swim anymore, for some reason. I just sink like a stone. Took me 2 weeks to get back to dry land once. My best friend during that time became fish. And lastly, I don't have to poop. No pooping. When's the last time you saw a zombie drop its keks, squat, and offload? Never. That reminds me. What's the point with all the eating? I don't get it. I've got no digestive system. Where does it all go? Well, I'm always starving, and the thought of those juicy brains just keeps me coming back for more. And my clothes, I've worn these same shorts since I died, much years ago. How are they still intact? Unknown mysteries, I guess. Downsides. Well, I could do with having my eyes checked. Where's an open Specsavers when you need one? And I love to read, but now I can't seem to make head or tail of anything written down. All those letters seem to be mixed up, a bit like dyslexia. I guess that can happen when your brains turn to lush. And my lips are a bit chapped. Could do with a bit of lip balm. Well, apart from that, I could possibly live forever, or until I simply disintegrate. Now, did I die? It happened about a year after the initial outbreak. My husband Dub, who's still with us by the way, is just over there behind the bar. He's been dry humping a fence post for the last 5 hours. For some reason his sex drive has increased since he turned. Luckily, he seems more interested in inanimate objects than me. I don't mind so much, but he moans about the splinters. Anyway, Doug and I were living off-grid, away from the cities, hoping to avoid the hordes. One day we came across a grizzly, which was strange. You don't tend to find grizzlies in Dudley. I think it must have escaped from the nearby zoo after it had eaten all the other poor residents, I assume. Big brute of a furball it was, and Dud, being the daft prat that he is, thought he could fend off a 1,000-pound-plus wild animal with massive teeth and claws with a stick. Surprisingly, you can't. While Lee was getting torn to pieces, I took the opportunity to scarp her. That decision wasn't the best course of action either. The bear left its meal, i.e. Dougie, and went after me. Good for Dougie, not so good for me. I found out that day you can't outrun a grizzly. Never did find out why it didn't finish off its meal. Talking about Dougie, I seem to have befriended a squirrel. He's made his nest in my chest cavity. He curls up in there on cold nights. He also likes to store his food in there. At least there's one interested party that likes to bury its nuts in me, unlike Dougie. How did the pandemic start? I don't really know. Last rumour I heard was that the outbreak began outside a pub in Swindon. A hungry patron, pissed and broke, took a deep bin dive just outside the pub and found a week-old half-eaten kebab and finished it off. It finished him off in the end. He reanimated in the back of an ambulance. I always suspected kebabs were bad for you. What's that? I'm different from other zombies. You mean I'm still self-aware and I'm not chasing anything that moves or makes a noise? I had wondered why I haven't had a decent conversation with anyone lately. Up until now, that is. I believe some of us retain fractions of memories and instincts that still drive us on. I used to be a hairdresser before the apocalypse. I still find myself wandering into my own salon, hoping someone will give me a nice perm. Sometimes I even get the odd regular stumbling in. Old Mr. Wilson came in the other day. He had no idea where he was. He's a bloke in there. He passed away when he fell into the local swimming pool. 3 years he was in there. He only got out because the water evaporated away. I tried to give him a bit of a trim, but I've got no coordination anymore. I cut off his ear and stabbed him in the eye. He didn't seem to mind that. He just took the eyeball and ate it. Then he walked out the door. Next thing I heard was a loud bang and found he'd exploded. Water and guts everywhere. There's Jill, the lollipop lady. She's still dressed in her high-vis jacket, holding just her palm. The sign dropped off a long time ago. She's still stopping non-existent traffic for non-existent pedestrians. Quite sadly poetic, really. As for Dougie, the only thing he was ever good at was picking his nose. He can't even do that now, because he hasn't got one anymore. He used to be a chemistry teacher. Tragic. He fucking hated kids. Used to call them the spawns of Satan. Even now, if even one of those little walkers come onto his radar, he breaks out in hives, which just adds to his swollen purple pallor. I can hear that mongrel barking away somewhere in the distance. I'd better leave before it comes back for a second portion of me. That's if I can get up. By the way, who are you? And do you know where I am? This doesn't look like Dudley anymore.
What's your orders, Captain? Eliminate or ignore?
We'll keep up surveillance on her for now. She's a unique specimen.